Super Mario Wonder. This game is filled with so much wonder, so much joy and delight with everything you do. It's just absolutely wonderful in every perfect possible way. That Nintendo magic that can't be replicated anywhere else, that makes Nintendo games 10 out of 10s. So much fun, so much joy and delight and magic in Nintendo games that we don't see anyone else replicating quite like Nintendo does with their first party games. Talking flowers, wonderful audio, music and stages that just elevate the Mario formula to a whole new level with design and detail. The platforming and level structure of things pretty much control and remain the same. If you've played a 2D Mario game, the formula remains consistent. You know what you are getting when you play this. But it's everything else that feels new and fresh, and Nintendo has definitely planted the groundwork, planted the seed, shall we say, for other games to follow in this new Mario 2D style. This is Mario embarking into a new era with a new art style that really freshens this series up moving forward. And this, of course, the big elephant in the room here, Mario's new voice. With a new voice actor that truly is the end of an era and the beginning of a new one. And that is written all over this game. We know this is a new era for Mario. You can feel it. You can see it. You can hear it. Charles Martinet is no longer the voice of Mario, and he will be greatly missed. He has been the voice of Mario since Super Mario 64. And that was in 1996 on the Nintendo 64. But Mario does somewhat sound the same. There's very little differences between Charles's Mario to this new Mario. The voice lines and sounds pretty much remain consistent. You really need to pay attention. You really need to know Mario well to pinpoint the difference in the sounds, to pinpoint the difference in the tone. And I think the best way to describe this new Mario and all of the sounds is that he sounds young. This game though has so many charming animations to Goombas, Elephant Mario fitting into a pipe, Mario grabbing his hat quickly before shooting off into a green pipe, then having a sneak peek at his surroundings before coming out of the other side, to an enemy getting chased and the enemies reacting and being scared and running away, to many more that truly make this new Mario and its world feel alive, with brand new enemies for Mario to come face to face with. In this game, Peach isn't the damsel in distress. Mario doesn't need to save Peach. He needs to save the Flower Kingdom and its citizens from the big bad King Bowser that's fusing with the city's major castle. Now, there is new power-ups in this game that include Elephant Mario, that is just this dominant, huge elephant that uses his trunk as a weapon, flicking enemies out of the way as you smash bricks, and more to get to certain unreachable places. There is also Drill Mario. Mario will be wearing a drill for a hat, and can drill pretty much everything, from the ground and ceilings to access hidden areas. And there's also Bubble Mario that blows big bubbles that trap enemies in them, or you can blow a bubble and then use that bubble as a platform, as a jump. You can also have a secondary power-up at your disposal if you do need it, which comes in handy if you get hit. That is, if you do have a secondary power-up to use if you haven't picked one up. You will have badges in your arsenal that act as abilities, and more badges to unlock, with challenges as well designed around that certain badge. All will offer an action in stages with an advantage effect, from grappling hooks to starting with a mushroom power-up. But honestly, I rarely use any of the badges at all, but they do offer different ways of going about doing a stage, and they can come in quite handy to make a stage easier to get through. And that is essentially what these badges are for, to make the stages easier, to give you an advantage right off the bat. There's also other badges include sensors that will ping when you get near key objects that you're potentially looking for in that level. A parachute, where Mario will use his hat as a parachute to essentially fly across a good portion of the map. A badge that will make you jump higher and longer. There's also dolphin kicks that will be able to boost yourself in water, so you essentially move a lot quicker in water. And so much more that really can aid you in stages, be it with your actions or enemy effects. As well as a spin attack where Mario can spin in the air. There's some really cool badges here. The grappling hook is probably the coolest, and the sensor one can really help you out in a pinch if you are truly stuck trying to find the seeds of the level or the big purple coins that are used as currency in the shop. And as well as when you're in the hub world, going from world to world, you'll be able to help the citizens to get rid of a block. You'll be able to spend so many purple coins to get rid of something in your path to progress. There is 6 worlds to stomp your way through, with 2 wonder seeds to find in each of the stages, with hidden seeds to find as well. And when you're going through all of these worlds, progressing stage by stage, there is also challenges and trials to do. The aim of the game is to find the wonder flower in each of the stages that will then transform the stage into this psychedelic, weird trip where everything just changes upside down. Things will be moving that shouldn't be moving, and it completely changes how you experience and play that level, and even right down to your character as well will transform into something completely different until you reach the end of this wonder flower effect to find the wonder seed. And then when you reach the end of the level, you will be rewarded with another wonder seed for clearing the level. How these areas are going to play out or what you may transform into. Each of the worlds are themed that all have you seen new and different enemy types that keeps them fresh and unique from the last world. But it's always a pleasure seeing some of the classic foes mixed in with the new foes as well. It's like when you go to a new gen Pokemon game and then discover the last gen Pokemon that you know and are familiar with. Not all new enemy types can be defeated with a simple stomp or a simple power-up. Some enemy types can be a little bit tricky. There is just so many new and exciting enemy types to discover that we have never seen before in these Mario games. Stages in these worlds all have different difficulty types, from easy, normal, to hard, and they're represented by difficulty stars. But if you are finding it difficult at any point, there is Yoshi and Nibbid that you can play as, which is basically an invincible character that can't get hurt from enemies. They will bounce back from enemies if they come in contact, but they won't get hurt by the enemies. And while I have for the most part been playing as Mario in this game because it's Mario Brothers Wonder and Mario is my favourite gaming character, but Mario isn't the only playable character here. The whole gang is here on offer to play as, and you can switch it up at any time during the hub worlds to play as a different character. With 4-player local play or online multiplayer that I think has been done so well. While you're not constantly still bumping into each other online like you would in previous 2D Mario games, the other players are essentially ghost online players doing the same stages as you, and standees can be purchased and collected which work as a respawn point for others, and if you die, other players can revive you by jumping at your ghost before the timer runs out. You can just place standees down to say, hey, I have been here. And now speaking of stores and these standees, these purple coins, there's these big purple coins or these small purple coins, and these are basically used as currency in the game. where you can buy lives, a whole bunch of lives if you want to, collect standees, buy wonder seeds and surprise blocks. Another thing that I think is so wonderful about this game, you don't need to follow a set path, a set stage route. You can do any stage in that world and freely move about. It is up to you how you go about completing these stages and in what order you choose to do it. And that is that. I have absolutely loved reviewing every aspect of Super Mario Bros. Wonder and playing through it. I've still got a lot to do on the game, but I'm in love. I am completely in love with this game, with 2D Mario all over again, like it's Super Mario World on the Super Nintendo for the very first time. It's just so incredibly wonderful. What do you guys think? As always, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate every single one of you that watches my videos and makes me a part of your day. Thank you. Anyways, guys, I'll see you next time.